Hello and welcome to Boner City, USA. My name is Dan Bilak and I'm here with
Andrew Dewitt.
Ryan O'Neill.
This is the Danish.
And we're here to talk about a bunch of things today on the podcast. First off, Ryan O'Neill, what is your new problem that Andrew also happens to have?
This is kind of an old problem. It's called delayed ejaculation. Anyone that listens to Loveline knows all about it.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
It takes forever when you're boning. It takes forever to blow your load. I usually have to stop, then get a
coffee.
I have to let my boner go down and then get a fresh one and work with a fresh boner.
Okay, a couple things here.
What, you call mulligan on your boner?
Okay, we're going two quick points. One, the podcast is called Boner City USA.
No, I don't have a problem getting a boner.
It's not supposed to be about boners. It's just a funny name. The logo we're making for the shirt is Boner City USA and a monster truck jumping in the air. Like, it's a funny thing.
This is just a coincidence.
This is the third episode, and every episode you have some boner-related ailment or question. This isn't the Wikipedia for boners, dude. Like,
he's trying to bring in those fans.
DeWitt, you want to jump in and support me on this?
I understand exactly what happens.
It means I can bone for like an hour and a half.
How is that a problem? How do you not have
Because at some point I want to fucking come and I can't.
You're like a woman. Like the woman wants to eventually get it over with.
But I can also maintain an erection for an hour.
So you're so you watch that Viagra commercial and you're like 4 hours. Fuck that.
Whatever.
I can do that without.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
So I belong in Boner City because I can bring a fucking boner, but I just can't get jizz to come out of it. No, it didn't used to be like this. This happened in the past.
You're beating off when you're fucking a chick, or when you're
when I beat off, I'm fine.
What does this do?
Whoa. Then it's not physiological.
No,
dude. That's
what
psychological.
it is too much porn, and I was exposed to porn at a very young age, about 1.5, and I think visually it's not stimulating enough for me just to have a woman. I need like 3 or 4 women.
And you need like a gaping ass.
Yeah. The problem is that you're like
that's
you're not
where
like a
I
Turkish
get in.
billionaire, so you can't afford this. So
and that's where I get into the weird stuff of like this.
So basically, it's like you and the guys in Motley Crue who suffer from this. It's like, God, I've had way too much pussy. My life is so hard.
But that's when I start getting the weird stuff like spitting in people's mouths and like spitting in the asshole stuff.
I didn't like a thing where you want to hold a knife or a gun to the chick too.
I
at some
did.
point.
There was a while where I did do the knife, and I tried to get the gun.
Wait, no. Don't call it the knife.
But
like, that's not a thing.
There's one knife that I use.
It is a thing, though.
If there's anyone listening to the Boner City USA through the beginning, this is just exposing Ryan O'Neill as a complete.
I'm not a psychopath.
I've known Ryan for over 10 years, and I was always like a little how he is, but I had no idea.
This guy calls me a sociopath all the time.
Until a month ago, I had no idea, Ryan. You're a fucking sociopath.
That is a lie.
That's not true,
ladies. Do not let these people deter you from dating me.
So, DeWitt, you have the same problem?
Yeah, when I was single in Chicago, I remember, like, I had to fuck a girl 3 times before I could come.
But you were on...
You guys, at least it only takes me 2 boners.
But like, you guys are like lesbians. When does it end?
Well, it's like almost like my nuts didn't trust her enough to put a load in her.
But like, how do you know?
Wait, we'll get the condoms in a second, but weren't you wearing a condom?
Could be a problem. I can't wear a condom.
You don't
because
wear
of delayed
condoms, you fucking weirdo.
It would take me 4 hours to come if I wore a condom.
So wait, Andrew, in Chicago, weren't you on a bunch of drugs at that time in your life?
Yes, I was.
So maybe your drugged up dick couldn't shoot.
No, I don't think that's what it was. First of all, I was a little nervous being with a new person. You know, you're always a little bit nervous.
No, I get that.
New person sounds like a dude. Like, not like a new woman or a new girl, a new person.
But you know what I mean? Like when you're fucking a new person.
Don't say
Just
person.
say chick, dude.
Don't say person. Person's weird.
You're fucking new
Sounds
pussy.
like you were fucking animals prior to going to people.
When you're fucking a new human.
You're still doing it wrong.
First of all, you know,
it could be underage.
if it's the first time you've met them, you know nothing about them. Like they smell different.
Why are you
they're
fucking
weird.
them?
Because why are you? It's a naked chick on your bed. What are you gonna go do? Say no?
I agree. Sometimes you'll meet someone and you'll know them maybe talk to them for an hour, and then you fuck them, and you're not that comfortable with them yet.
Don Juan 1 and 2 over here, hour, and they're sealing the deal.
So do you have to tell the person? Like, because it seems like a weird thing of like, hey, I didn't come, but I'm going to take a little break here, and we're going to go with 2 more times.
You know, what I would do a lot of times is I would fake coming.
Okay, Andrew, I'll give you that because I used to, when I was back in my 20s, I get really drunk. I'd be really drunk fucking a chick with a condom and not be able to come and just tell her I did so I could fucking stop and go to sleep.
Well, see, that's bullshit. I make them go, you couldn't make me come. That's what I say.
But you guys, beating off, you guys can come just fine, right?
Without pornography or with pornography?
Well, I guess at point, but you're picking your own thing, so you can kind of just go.
Here's
with
what
it.
helped me a lot. I got off pornography, and then I would jerk it just without any visual stimulation, and then I was back. But then I fell back into that porno thing.
Yeah, dude, that's a real problem.
This is going to be a
too.
fucking. Well, let's go back to where you saw. I think the story of where you saw porno is hilarious.
The Portex. What's funny is on the way here, he told me his mom was like, "By the way, you haven't told anyone like that. I exposed you to pornography at a young age."
Now that sounds bad right there. That sounds.
Did your mom maybe send a
weird.
release in the car?
That
Like,
sounds-
just sign this paperwork.
I mean, I said that, but people don't know. But I don't know if I can really talk about this.
No, but the part I know is safe. Like, so you grew up in Indiana, and your parents
Yes.
owned a motel and a farm.
Yes.
The farm is where you fisted pigs in the vagina to pull out dead
And almost
pigs
died in
without
a
a glove.
grain-related
Almost died in a
accident.
So in a
grain
way,
quicksand.
that was pornography. It just wasn't being filmed.
Oh, I almost got decapitated on a snowmobile on the farm because I drove over a hill really fast and hit a fence, and my neck got cut on the barbed wire.
Christ.
Holy
So, but
shit.
but that's
if you said that with a Russian accent, no one would be laughing. It would just be like
No,
a
no country,
fucking
that's what that
documentary about how shitty Russia
Russia.
is.
We still stand up for bread. You get decapitated.
I was on
No
snowmobile
big deal.
delivering food supplies. I trip, I fall on razor wire around neck. My brother dies same way.
Maybe it's all this danger.
So that's the farm. That's the
Oh, no,
farm
a
side
lot
of
of it
Ryan's
is.
life.
The
That's
re-
the farm side.
Well, also the reason I don't wear condoms is that I love the danger of it. I need that exciting
it's not the feel.
element.
You want pregnancy and AIDS to be
in my
pushed
head,
cum out
I
of your
go, I don't
body?
know this girl, and I'm fucking without a condom, and she could have a disease or she could get pregnant. How awesome is this?
Not Jeff. You're not at all, right?
No, I'm the complete opposite.
That's like the
I'm
worst
wearing a condom. I'm like, what if this condom breaks? I'm gonna get AIDS. I'm gonna
I used
die.
to be like that when I had other extreme activities that I would participate in.
Because you were trying to be a car racer at one
I was
time.
an amateur. I was trying to become a pro open wheel racer. I did several races. I was a good, talented
Let's
I've
racer.
seen a
Stop.
videotape of your mom videotaping it. You
Wait,
were right.
let's
You're going pretty
stop
fast.
the deflecting here. Let's get back to the motel pornography
Okay, yeah. So,
exposure.
Okay.
so the first two episodes we talked about all your. This is like the podcast, you do all your farm stuff, but not all of it because you said that it would just get too dark.
Yes.
So the goats, but then you also your parents owned a motel.
We owned a small Bates-style motel, like from Psycho. Like you would walk in the office and get a room, but then there would be a door marked private, and if you open that door, it would be our dining room.
Jeez.
And on the back of that apartment, we had a huge trailer. So this was a big place. We had a trailer attached to like a foundation,
building?
a foundation apartment.
If you had friends sleep over, would they get assigned a room, or would they come in like the private area?
for birthdays, we'd get room number 3, which was the biggest room. Everybody could spend the night.
Hey, treat yourself. Take room number 3.
But if some friends didn't know I lived in a motel, so my mom would like go pick them up, and then we'd be driving, pulling this boat. They probably thought they were
Your
going to
mom
get
was
raped.
your mom
They're
was
probably
taking to fuck
it's,
'em.
it's all over.
Your best friend lived at a mini golf course, and
Is that true?
I made that up.
You live
No,
in
but
a wheel.
we did know, like a half mile away across the highway, we were friends with some other kids that also lived in a motel like ours. They were our rivals, but also our friends.
Did you have a motel mascot? Like, did you have like a guy that helped, like,
we
have
had
a sign or something?
Was it like the naughty?
We had a
Pine
lot
or-
of guys there that were like,
got regulars.
yeah, that would like work for rent and stuff
Did
like
they
that.
know you? Like, hey, little
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, and tussle your hair.
Oh yeah, there was a guy. My mom was like, "Make sure you stay away from that guy." I think he was like in jail because he was a pedophile, and he was living in the woods behind the motel, and occasionally he would rent a room. But he was schizophrenic, and a lot of times he would take a shit and wipe it on the walls, so we quit renting to him after like.
Wow, why
third
was the
time.
property? Was you
It
living in
took you
property?
3 times. It took you 3 times to
So
stop
I can
renting
shit
to him.
3 times in your wall and for your mom, like
That was room number 3. Then.
Hey, my mom likes to give people second chances. My mom helped out. My mom helped out a lot of people that were in need, and every one of them fucked her over.
Let's talk about
so
the porno.
pornography. So how does this tie into the pornography?
So they run a motel and like get a lot of truck drivers, and they would show adult movies at night to certain people that were regulars.
This is like the 90s, so it was like closed circuit.
This was 80s.
80s, so it wasn't great.
Well, you would get a
TV.
descrambler that you would screw into the back of your TV, and then you would screw the cable from the
So you had to rent the scrambler for the night,
Yeah.
basically, and then put it in your room. Okay.
Exactly. And then
So you had to each guest had to physically screw
Yeah,
it in
they had to-
to get the porno.
look, people want to watch their porno, so they'll go through
I
the
would
labor.
never want to touch like a cum-soaked screw, because like the person, as soon as they're done, they're like, "Let me get this shit out of here."
Why-
People would steal them, and so that when they
Go
came
home?
back, they didn't have to pay to like rent it again.
Oh, that's why they weren't in every room to begin with. You had to pay for the
So
scramble.
Yeah.
So these, but it's like the '80s, so it's just one channel. And where's this porn signal emanating from? What's it coming from?
In the basement, we have a VHS and a beta tape player because some of the porno was on beta.
Nice.
So
High
then
quality.
you would have to go down to the basement, turn the porno on, and so
How
we would-
many tapes were there?
Oh, I mean, they must have had hundreds of porno.
Was
who
it next
sele-
to like a scary furnace, like a basement
No,
furnace?
but it
or
was next to a giant
That sounds like
a giant hole in the basement.
you
Then when I was a
fuck.
kid, I didn't think it had a bottom, but it was really, it's just like some sort of water hole that was used for like drainage.
I think that was,
but it was terrifying.
That was the portal to hell.
Yeah, this is like
It was more.
you grew
of
up
that.
in like the
It,
porno
it
version.
runs on porno tapes.
Yeah.
The porno to hell runs on porno
Yeah,
tapes.
I gotta go feed the porno monster. The monster wants to see more porno.
Throw down the beta.
So it's like you grew up basically American Horror Story in a fucking motel.
Oh, dude, the shit. I mean, my brother found his first dead guy when he was like in elementary school. The first guy I ever knew that had AIDS.
Break.
A guy killed himself in his car by poking a hole in the exhaust to run it through the interior
No
and then
garden hose,
clogging the
just
back.
poking a hole.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then he had AIDS, and then my mom, remember, she had to clean out the trailer, and she's like,
Too cheap
we
to
don't know
rent a
anything
room."
about this virus, so you kids stay out. We don't know how you get it.
This is back in Rock Hudson
Dude, this is
days. Not a
before.
lot
This
of
is
information.
early 80s.
So this motel was
this
like
is
Stand
before-
By Me. It was like
Stand By Me, American Horror Story, every
Yeah.
fucking bad thing.
Now, did your mom's stance on AIDS change after Pedro on MTV's Real World?
Yes, it did.
They probably didn't have cable
Brian
back
White
then.
changed all of our
I think
minds.
it was Magic Johnson.
No, but no one knew how you got AIDS and what the deal was back then.
From your motel.
In the early
Porno.
80s, so she's like,
So-
So you guys would be watching TV
Oh
as a
yeah, so
family.
the porno,
Well,
you feed
we
the
would
porno
watch-
monster
my
In your
brother,
living room.
sister, and I would watch Dukes of Hazzard.
in the living room of your home.
Yes, and then Dallas would come on, and that was time for my mom to come in and watch some Dallas, and my dad would maybe pop in. And then they would ask to maybe all of us to close our eyes while they checked the tape. So we
Oh,
wanted
like
to see
channel,
if the
channel
porno
3 or
needed to
channel
be-
99 would go to the porno channel.
they
to
needed
check
to-
it.
What kids would ever close their eyes? You know?
So you, at what age? You said at age 4 or something you started
I'm going to
seeing?
change my name on this podcast. My name's Hank Johnson. I grew up in Missouri. Yeah, so then, of course, I wouldn't close my eyes, and my dad would maybe stay on there a little longer than he should.
Dwell on it?
In a hot
Oh,
scene.
he's seen to see if he has to change the tape.
Yeah, just see if he has to go in the
to
basement.
see if he
change
can
his
reach ejaculation in front of all this cheese.
So of course
Holy fuck.
I would be watching, and I would take a lot of this in, and you know,
And then this
was-
is 24 hours or just at night?
no, this is just a Friday, Saturday night thing.
And you guys had Swedish erotica, right? Where
Yes.
they're
Oh, that's what you said.
They're eating buttholes.
You said it was
and stuff,
gnarly. You
and
said it was like butthole
very
eating.
hairy buttholes.
Because there were like in the 80s, there was like 80s kind of porn, tame porn back then.
Yeah, like girl on top,
Yeah,
guy on top,
just
maybe
kinda
doggy
like
style, yeah,
lame.
but
No,
not a
this
lot of,
is like let's find like a woman off the street with the hairiest butthole you've ever seen, and then we'll have two guys lick it for an hour and a half. And God, you know how they like get those close-ups where they're really in the vagina, and it's almost like the vagina's turned inside out, like that sort of like filthy dirt. You know what I'm talking
I
about?
do know what you're talking about.
You and fucking Dewitt are the same
Because
person,
in middle
by the way.
school, I paid $25 for a fucking porno tape.
What? From who?
This kid
I can see those prices.
That's
I
ridiculous.
can see those
I
prices.
saved my allowance for weeks to save up for this.
Dude,
fucking
you got
porno
ripped
tape.
off.
Of course I
so
did.
badly.
I beat off to it 3 times before I left it in the VCR. It was immediately found. My dad was
Idiot.
like, you can't be having stuff like this in the house, Plus, it's kind of gross too, isn't it? Like they're turning each other inside out. Listen,
Oh, God.
they grew up like
Dude, my biggest fear
Parallel.
was when you would hear the garage door open when we finally moved to a real house, and you would be like, "Oh shit, the tape! What if the tape doesn't come out of the VCR?"
yeah.
It's
Yes,
your greatest-
I
but
know
that
exactly
also
what you mean.
adds to the fucking.
That's where the danger
Yes.
fucking comes in, dude.
That's why I have to ask a girl if she'd be willing if I put a loaded gun to her head, and she says, "Well, Maybe if you took the bullets out, I'd be more into it.
What
And I go, well,
what about blank?
What's the point of that?
Blanks will still kill you.
Just how are you going to explain that when it inevitably goes wrong? Like,
Hey, William S. Burroughs got away with that. He shot his
I
wife
just
in the head
think
in
like
Mexico. No
when
problem.
you ejaculate and sometimes you
Oh,
get like
you
those
twitch.
like the Kramer twitch coming in the door in Seinfeld.
Who's twitching?
You're doing the delayed. You're just happy that it's over.
So when did you start beating off then? Like at 6?
No, I was probably like 11.
Okay. So like,
That's early for me.
I started.
But I was
Danis just started
watching.
till he was, like in college.
If someone had showed me what to do with it, I've been looking at porn for years. If I could
Not
just,
all the whacking off in porn though, so you really wouldn't know how to beat
so
off.
then finally I was like, what do I do with this goddamn boner that I have that's ready to explode?
What's great about him is it's carried over because sometimes he'll talk and he'll like talk to me about porn stars like with the most like very like intimate details of their life. I'd be like, that's Jenna Hayes, or not Jenna Hayes is someone everyone knows. That's like Marianne Wilson. She started in the 80s. She had a good run in the 90s.
Some of these people I follow from their amateur career, and then if I like them, I'll see, and I hope they go on to bigger things. But a lot of times I just see them sticking in their amateur
He's
race.
like a guy who follows minor league baseball and hopes that like some of these prospects
majors
no one
go as
else
a
knows
fan.
about. Yeah, like hey, I knew
like an
them.
obscure band, like I like
Yeah.
the Strokes before.
But I like that with
yeah.
everything. Like I like it. I don't like IndyCar. I don't like NASCAR.
Now-
I like the SCCA runoffs and the Formula V and like all this random showroom stock racing and shit. That
Do
you can
you
only
save the Dirty Debutantes tape of like your favorite ones to see if they make it to the big time, and then those are worth more?
Would
Are
you-
those
would
worth
you-
more
I don't do
money?
tapes.
Oh, with
It's
the
all
internet now,
It's
you're
all
just like
internet.
you're just on
Yeah.
free
Would
stuff.
you
though.
get
don't pay
an
for it.
autograph?
No, all free. I've never paid for porn in my life.
Would you get
man,
an autograph at a convention of one?
I
of
would
your
never
favorites?
go to a convention because I think a lot of the girls that I like, they never make it to convention level. And I think these are girls that I could probably call and get hold of.
Like
maybe
they probably
go-
live in the valley. You could probably go out to like Sioux Plantation.
And some of them, a lot of them still live in Florida.
How do you know this? Oh, you look them up online.
They're easy to find.
They're-
Dude,
Twitter and
he writes
Facebook.
letters to him. Stick in there. You're gonna make it.
Dude, I started masturbating when I was 4 years old.
What? No.
What are you talking
Well, you
about?
can play with your dick, but nothing
No,
comes out.
nothing
Like-
came out, but I had it. I
Yeah.
remember having an orgasm. Like,
What?
Because I remember it feels good if I do it long
You sure you
enough,
weren't being
know?
jerked off at
What?
4?
No, I was
Like it
humping.
tingles or
I was
whatever,
humping
but-
the floor. Like I'd hump the floor.
You know what this seems like? Maybe like your uncle put it on your lap and he made you jerk off his dick and said it was yours.
I don't think that's that doesn't make
Sat
any
on it
sense.
kind of like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I think I would've
oh,
been
look at
like-
your big old boner at 4. Go ahead and jerk it off. I don't know if this is going to be a legal podcast. I'm going to be honest with you.
This is only good. We'll send this one out only to Tijuana airspace.
The problem, I didn't know that it was wrong, and I used to do it. Like I used to do it all the time, and my parents would have dinner parties, and like,
You're like the dog that licks its own asshole and it's pink crayon when the neighbors come over.
I'd be up in my room, fucking butt naked with the fucking
Wait, you
pillow
get naked?
on the ground. Yeah, I get
At
naked.
4?
Pillow, yeah.
And I fucked the floor, hold the pillow, and my mom had a code where, because last time we talked about farts were bottom burps.
What is you humping the floor?
Pillow humping?
She said,
Hey, quick,
Andrew, if you're going to lay down with your pillow.
I knew about it.
Yeah,
fuck?
because we get busted. I get busted.
Oh
Because they'd
my
have company
God.
over. The door would be open, and their 4-year-old son's just fucking humping away at the
What?
Naked? Yeah.
Did you have a nickname like
Oh my
Thumper?
God.
Like who the fuck does that?
It was
Wait,
a bad situation.
You had a brother
man.
though, right?
Yeah, I had
Is
a
he
brother.
older?
He's younger than
Okay,
me.
but
So he learned it. I learned it from watching you.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Why are you doing this?
He was a baby when that was
Oh my
happening.
God.
He had his own
Thank
room.
God.
Were you not allowed to be around him because you were so
You
provocative?
think he's a pillow?
Like it was just one of those situations where, like, I just remember being like embarrassed, like embarrassedly punished for it.
That
a
nothing
few
came
times.
out when you blew a load in this pillow.
What
No.
were you thinking? Were you thinking about fucking a chick or just that it felt good?
Just that it felt
At
good.
4 years old, fucking a chick.
I don't. Well, fucking you. You've seen.
Although I
he's
did get
getting
busted.
naked. I mean, it
I
is
did
sexual.
get
I used to
busted.
just rub the magazine on my boner and hope something would happen.
What?
Sounds like a porno magazine. You like rub, you're
Like at an angle, like
No, like you
on
don't
it?
know what to do.
You make a circle and fuck it
no,
like
it's
a cone.
your pants are still on, but you just don't know what to do with it. So you're like, maybe if I rub
So you
it
have a
on-
boner through pants and you're rubbing the
Yes.
flat surface.
Weird.
of
It's the
magazine.
same as this guy humping a pillow.
It's weird how we
It is the
sit
same.
in this room because it's O'Neill and DeWitt on one side and me and Dan on the other, and it seems like there's like a huge wall.
You
that's
Dana should
in
just keep
front of
looking at
You
each
two
other
guys,
like, what the fuck
you
fuck
guys
is
are
going
the
on?
only ones that can tell anybody to listen to this. I can't say, hey, listen to me on this podcast. It's great.
Yeah, you were pissed about dudes in bed. This is so much fucking work.
I told Dan about this, and he yelled at me for it. He said I was like a fucking rapist when I was a kid.
Oh yeah,
It's
you
like-
were a child rapist. You were
No,
a
I wasn't.
child rapist.
Oh,
Andrew
child
Dewitt.
on child sexual assault?
The thing is,
Is that what you did?
these girls on the playground.
I didn't know. I didn't do
Brian,
that. I'm
don't
saying.
say that like that's a thing.
It is. Listen to Love
He
Line.
listens to a lot of
These
Love
girls
Line.
on the playground all pinned
This
me
is
down
great.
and were kissing me, and I got
great.
so turned on by it that I got a boner. I pulled my pants down and showed my boner, and they all screamed and ran. I told the teacher I was did the deepest shit in the world. I couldn't figure out why I was in such trouble.
That's child on child
He pulled his
sexual
cock
abuse.
out.
On both of them. They held him down.
They held me down, and they
Why,
didn't like what happened.
Were you a handsome young man? I mean, I never received that
guess
sort
I
of
was-
treatment as a kid.
I was fairly
You never
handsome.
went out on recess and there was always a girl that wanted to kiss you?
Not really. I was
had
kind of
that.
a
I
fat,
had that.
unwanted kid in the corner.
Really, you didn't.
Not
You're so
really.
quiet and like polite though. Wasn't there a girl that like probably you would get
No,
like the
I mean-
tomboy like kind of like girl that would poke
Dude,
you and
this
shit,
is
right?
like elementary school. You didn't have like a girl that liked you and
Not
wanted to kiss you?
particularly. There was always better looking guys around, I
Did you
guess.
go to public school or Jewish school?
No, I went to public
In
school.
elementary
Okay.
school, all kids look the same.
I don't know. I was unwanted, I
You
guess.
can't tell like who's better.
I never
looking
got
or
to
not.
whip out my big old boner.
Well, he also never wrote. He also never wrote his uncle's boner and jerked him
How
off. so I
shocking!
guess he
How
wouldn't.
shocking would that be, though? Like if you were a preschool teacher, because it was on the preschool playground,
What do you say?
to see
would
all
be
these
like,
girls running away
think
from
the-
a kid with a boner.
I mean, how
6-year-old with a hard on.
How big could your boner have been? Like,
It's probably not that big. Although I remember I got a
All
boner.
kids get boners.
I got
though,
a boner when my female nurse, when I go to the
Oh
doctor.
my God!
Christ,
She was
dude.
super.
How old were you?
I was probably like 5 or 6. She was
Jesus.
she was super hot, and she used to like.
Hot at 6.
Well,
You don't
what's
even, you don't
yeah,
even
but,
know what hot
but what do
is.
you think hot is? Because your hot is different than
She
other
was
people's
all
hot.
she was like all milfy. I remember thinking she was hot as a
Okay.
kid. Anyway, she
At
and
6? Who judges
She-
women at 6?
I know.
He like the doctor was like, okay, well now let's check his penis or whatever, and like
Wait, what doctor's checking a fucking
Dude, this is your
5-year-old
uncle again, dressed as a doctor.
in a shitty
an
Dr.
office.
on
Halloween
his
costume.
motorcycle.
He's like, hey, some of my doctor buddies on their Harleys also want to look at your boner.
But she was like, no, I'll do it, and I was like, oh fuck yes. In my head, I was like thinking, this is
Nurse
the
is
shit.
chomping
you know?
at the
That's
bit to see
crazy.
a 5-year-old
I have a
stick.
couple questions. A, what pediatrician has a nurse in the room with them? Like, they can't handle this like child
I
physical.
don't understand what it was, but this is what happened. And I remember she lifted my waistband, and I had a fucking raging boner.
Did you have a big smirk on your face? Like, haha, the joke's
Did
on
you know it was
Doc.
bad? Yeah, you must have known that it was a boner, right?
Yeah, I knew it was a boner, but then she whistled. She went, my, like that.
What the fuck? Oh my fucking god, man!
That is burned into my memory. Burned into
Did
my
this
memory.
happen? This sounds like a bizarre fantasy that
Yeah,
you
it
made up.
sounds like you like.
This is real. Why? Whose fantasy is it to be 6 years old?
Apparently yours.
Fantasy.
You're the one who's saying she's hot.
You were kidnapped
was
and
hot.
you lived in some guy's backyard in a tent. And this is not normal behavior.
The greatest part about this podcast is it makes me feel very normal just hearing all this.
All I know is that every time I leave one of these podcasts, I feel so ashamed and dirty, and I'm thinking about getting a lawyer to stop them from being released. I always do.
My female friend, I knew this girl, and she said when she was 4, she used to hang upside down, lean a broom against a wall, hang upside down, and hump the broom.
Wait,
like a
what?
Like wrap
Like-
herself
like-
around it. Like
Oh,
upside
not put it
down.
into herself like the raping and king.
No,
or
no,
something.
no. Like wrap around it like on a pole. or
Like rub
something.
on it.
Rub
It's
on
like
it.
witch porn.
Yeah, it is like reverse witch
Like
porn or
witch
whatever.
kitty porn.
I guess, yeah, I guess it's 6 or 7.
I guess some kids have it already. They've got the software downloaded. They just don't have the utilities.
So DeWitt acted out sexually more than you did, at least early on.
Yes, and then later in life, I really started acting out sexually.
I started jerking off at 30.
Just a few years ago.
That'd be a great, if you could do that, it'd be a great run.
Oh, because it'd be all like brand new. You think
Yeah,
it'd be awesome.
you'd go through more underwear up until 30. I mean, you'd blow so many loads of your sleep.
I think just
lot of
like
it's
out
just-
in public you would.
It's just maintenance.
I don't think
jerking.
I've had a wet dream ever. Because
What?
you start masturbating at 4, you're never gonna fucking build up enough.
I've jerked
you know?
off that day, and then at night still had a wet dream.
No, I have sex dreams, but I don't have wet dreams. Like I'll be like,
you
I'm
don't-
fucking, and then I'm like, oh no, this is a dream.
I get to the point where once I got older, I could wake up and be like, "Whoa, no, not
Yeah,
today."
yeah.
not today.
I had wet dreams like into my 20s.
Yeah, I had
Really?
20s wet dreams.
I never fucking had them, man. I don't think I saved up enough juice, dude. I fucking
Your juice was dry from 4
Dude, you would
till
have
now.
you'd have to jerk a lot of juice out of your cock to not have a wet dream.
Okay.
Can I make a complete left turn and talk about some of my experiences?
Oh, I just want to. What the girl when you date girls, do they think it's awesome you can't come, or they get
Well,
sad?
because the first boner, I focus on them, making them come, and they love that. Then the second boner after the first one
Oh,
goes down.
you're saying you put it down. You weren't.
So the first one I know I'm not going to come
It
usually.
sounds like you have a card
let it
catalog
go
of like
down.
boners. Like boner 1, here's what we do. Let me turn
There's only
the
2
page.
boners. First one's for them, second one's for me.
So in the
This
second one,
boner's for you.
The first one I'll go and I'll try, but I'm usually focused on them, and they love it because then they can come. Maybe they can come more than once. That's great. Then we stop. All right, need about a 10-minute break.
So what do you do? Go walk around the
Then-
grounds? In
No,
a
I just
bathrobe?
lay there. Sometimes I can leave it inside and let it go soft, and then work it up while it's inside still,
Does
and
this
then
chick
we'll
want
continue.
you laying on her for 20 minutes?
I don't lay
moving?
on it. She's just like, yeah, they love
I
it.
love this. It's like cuddling.
No, but this is my system, and then I get a new boner, and then we start with that, and then
You
know.
bring it home.
yeah.
You bring it home.
And usually after the second boner, I can usually come within a realistic amount of time.
So you're saying this is called delayed
Ejaculation.
Delayed
It's-
ejaculation.
It's more common than you think.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it just sounds like you're not. I don't know. It's weird.
2 boners for the price of 1.
But it's actually the ladies love it because,
Ladies love
it's all
2
about
boners.
them. The first
All right,
time around.
let's go with Jeff's left turn and get off of boners because this podcast is not supposed to be about.
I got
boners.
some tales from the local YMCA that happened today.
Oh yeah.
Wait, can we make this a segment? Can you get music?
Yeah, we can do.
The Adventures of the YMCA.
So-
YMC. That's what you should
that's
have as
probably
the
not
music.
good. That makes it sound even gayer. So backstory is we all live in Hollywood, California, and you.
I
Jeff,
live in Eagle Rock.
Okay, same thing. We're in this awful city together. And Jeff, you were like athletic growing up. You swam and did
yeah,
shit
I've gotten back into my roots of swimming, so I've been going to the local YMCA.
because it's cheap, right?
It's cheap,
and it's nice.
It's nice. It's all right. I don't know. Hopefully, I won't get AIDS from the pool, but. So I was going in today. To the locker room, and I see this sign, and I'm like, "Oh, what is this?" And it's a picture of like a 60-year-old black man, and it says like "Rest in peace," like Bernie or whatever his name was. And I was like, "What the hell?" And then I saw, and I was like, "Oh, some hoodlum punks have written all over this guy's like "Rest in peace" sign." But then as I got closer, it was like, "Hey man, like I hope like
Like a
join the
yearbook.
YMCA in
Yeah.
heaven, like love Mike."
You're
like, I was
awesome,
like,
yeah.
I was like, what kind of legacy did this
I
guy
hope
have?
there's a YMCA.
These were
in
all his
heaven.
YMCA.
If you die, are they gonna? If you die, are they gonna put your head shot up? And that's.
I was like-
you do the sauna and you do the steam room. You do weird old guy shit there,
well,
right?
I was like, if I died here, I don't think anyone would care. But this guy
No, but
must
that's
have really.
what that Eric Clapton song used to be. It was
Tears in
would
Heaven.
you use the Y if they had one in heaven?
Would you?
Dude, you're not plugged into the social scene enough to
No,
get
some
rest
of-
in peace. I hope there's a Y.
No,
in
not,
heaven.
I'm not even close to that. Some of these guys, like I've seen them, they know each other's first names. Like real bonds are being formed. So today, a real quick side note is I'm using the pool, and I swam from when I was 4. I wasn't jerking off. I was swimming on a team from 4 to like 12, and I was all right.
You're
pretty
on
good.
teams
Yeah, I
and
was on
stuff like
teams and
that.
stuff. Competed. I swam year round, summer and winter. And so I'm like,
Wait, what does that mean?
well, because it's indoor. You live back
I'm from the
east.
Northeast.
Oh.
so-
It's like a big deal. It's snowing outside.
I thought you would just always swim inside.
no, in the
No,
winter you would
summers-
sink and die.
Oh.
You'd be born.
Summers you swim outside and went. So anyway, jeez, dude,
Jesus.
get out of the motel life.
Did your motel have a pool?
Fuck no.
Then you wouldn't know. Then
We
you
had
wouldn't
2
know.
satellite dishes, the big
you
ass
had to go to the portal in the basement and dip your.
one of the satellite
and the porn monsters.
sin
hole.
puddle.
Wait, one of the satellite dishes was a hand crank one. You had to go out and hand crank it to get the signal. So someone had to crank it. You're like, all right, we got something. Come back in.
So
go ahead.
you're-
So I'm swimming, and I'm like doing legit laps.
Okay.
And like some of these people are just complete freak shows. Today there was a black man, a 30-year-old black man, just swimming laps, but with a snorkel. So he was never.
What the fuck is this
I don't know. I was
With
like,
a mask too, or just the snorkel?
snorkel and regular swim goggles. And in my head, I was like, is he preparing for a trip to Aruba? Like what? But he was just swimming straight laps back and forth, but just with a snorkel. But then he would stop and he would keep the snorkel in his mouth, and he was like twitching and like doing like weird like blowing stuff. I was like, what the fuck is
Oh,
this
it's
guy's
clearing
deal?
the snorkel. You put the thumb and then you blow
But
the
he was
snorkel
like
to
kind of
clear
like oddly he was just like weird.
So he's
dude.
just getting comfortable with the snorkel.
Then there's like a guy who's like in his 30s, Russian guy, I think, whose mother must drop him off, and he's either autistic or handicapped.
Or Russian.
Or just Russian.
No, he's like he's some sort of handicap. He's like an adult, and he goes in and just does like this bizarre breaststroke, like but with freestyle kicking hybrid.
That's communist regime breaststroke.
It must be. So anyway, today I was in the sauna. Nothing really that crazy went down. There was one older Russian man with like a Santa Claus belly who was wearing boxers, and he was oddly rubbing his tits and stomach. First of all, he was laying down like he was giving birth, and his feet were up on the wall, elevated. And I was looking at him to be like, it was me and him. And I was like, this guy might be dead because he just wasn't moving.
Or he's having a stroke. Maybe he's trying to like get blood to go to his heart.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
Through the nips.
But I could see his
nipple tweaks to like like.
I could see his gut going up and down. So I was like, he's alive. And then at one point, he just curls over in the fetal position. And he's just like, making these weird noises and touching his,
Jesus
Touching his
Christ.
tits?
So I finally leave. I got enough of that. And I was like, I've never been in the steam room. I'm going to give it a shot. So I opened the door.
After that, by the way.
After
You've
that.
gone through this whole gauntlet, the snorkel guy.
Oh,
and
I
it's
swam.
Russian
No,
Santa Claus
here's-
dying.
After you watched an old man rub his titties to
Yeah.
death, you
The steam room's
decided-
got to be way better than everything else that's been going
I
on.
needed
what's going
more.
on over
This is where guys only go in a towel.
Just
It's
sweat
got to be
and
way
steam.
better.
Here's what happened. I swam. I did like 5 to 10 minutes in the hot tub, which is creepy. There was a weird guy who
Oh.
kept submerging himself next to
Oh
me.
God!
Then
Was he
I got
looking
out.
for-
I won't
Looking for
sit
your
on the
dick to
same
be
toilet
out?
as him anymore because he goes in that fucking hot tub and you know he's gonna get something.
How? But like you're going through so many hoops to like try and have a gay encounter at this point. Pool, hot tub.
You
fucking-
found me out. So then I go to the sauna. I get out. I see the old man doing his thing. So I'm like, I've never been in the steam room. I'm going to try it out. I open the door and I get hit with the biggest like fall. I couldn't see like my hand in front of me. I was like so bewildered. Like it was just like the most unbelievable thick
Oh,
fog.
fog just comes out like a music video,
And you just enter in though, and it's hot as fuck.
and then it's just
And I
hands.
can't see, and there's like people in there, and I'm like, I don't want to run into some guy's cock.
sit on some guy's bone.
So I freaked out, and I went to my immediate left, which I could see was a wall, and I just stood there. I think there must be places to sit. And my foot must have been like right on the fucking tea kettle thing, like where the steam was coming out. And I was like, oh fuck. I thought I got like real bad, like 3rd-degree burn on my foot. I immediately left. Looked
Did you
down at
make
my
a sound
foot.
or anything?
No, I was just like in my head, like, you got to get the fuck out of here. I started freaking out.
So are you going to the steam room tomorrow?
So I went.
You're having a great time.
I went to the shower. I had to rinse it off in cold water because it killed. Luckily, it did not.
Jesus. So you go so you do laps to get in that whirlpool, and then you go into the sauna,
Sauna.
and then you go into the steam room,
Just
and then you're
today.
like, let me hit that shower up.
I had to today because I thought I burnt my foot.
What? The shower's just all naked dudes. You said all naked.
Some
old
guys
dudes with,
wear
like,
the trunks, but
majority-
Guys
no.
have conversations.
well-
well, you said a guy was having a conversation, then put his clothes on, then went back to the
two
shower.
guys, an elderly white man and an elderly black man, both were in the armed services.
I like how you give the age and race of everybody.
Well,
It really
you-
helps paint the picture.
Yeah, you just got to
Racist.
picture. I think you
He's
just.
Jewish.
I think
so-
you just need to picture it. So they were talking in the shower, and the elderly, the black guy gave the classic like old man. You want to hear a great joke? And the white guy's like, "Oh yeah, you know I do." And so he's like, "What was I told you?" Oh, he was like,
Oh, yeah.
A boy came home from school and he said, "Mama, guess what? I got the biggest dick in school." And his mama said, "Well, you should, son. You're 14." Oh, no, he said he was in 3rd grade. It was like some shitty joke. The white guy started dying like he had never heard a better joke in his life. And the black guy's like, "You can use that, man. That's a great joke." Oh, yeah.
You could use that.
And so then the
That's
white
very
guy
nice.
left, got dressed, and then missed this guy's friendship so much that he came back and stood at like the opening of the shower
While he showered?
to keep talking to this guy.
Did he stand like? Because if I was doing that, I would stand off to the side where I couldn't
No,
see
he
you, but
was-
I could hear your voice.
no,
but
he
he's like
was-
point blank in the stall, like
point
hey,
blank where
oh,
he
you
could
missed your balls, man.
Yeah.
You gotta-
Do you ever stand in the shower naked and go, why is nobody talking to me?
My time naked in there is like it's like
17 seconds?
a 20-second window of like.
You
all
said
right.
you just rinse the shit out, like the water off.
I
and then
rinsed-
I would just go home.
when you're covered in
He's a germaphobe. Though. He wants
when
to
you're in a sauna.
He's a
it's all sweaty.
germaphobe, but he's going into the
pool, the spa,
and
the sauna,
fucking- the
That's
whirlpool.
open wound on the foot.
Well, not only that, but like, look at his day. He's just surrounded by dying old naked men the entire time. Some of these, like, you know, what I'm
Do
saying?
you go there to feel really strong? You're like, oh, I'm the strongest guy in here.
I do feel great about my swimming
It's like a
prowess. I get a
naked
lot of
nursing
all
home with a
the
pool.
all the
That's what I
60-year-old
see.
all the 60-year-old Russian women
a lot of
they
compliments.
fawn over him.
I get a lot of compliments.
You had the one guy that told you you're the best swimmer in the world, right?
I had an Armenian guy. He looked at me.
How old was he?
He was like 50, very
50
hairy
Armenian.
eyebrows, a lot of body hair.
Gold
And
fat?
He's like a thin guy, and he turned to me and he's like, "You are a great swimmer." And I was like, "Thank you."
You join Armenia Olympic team now.
Well, then the next question was, "You do it professional?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm training in this horseshit fucking pool."
Hey, you're like Rocky going back to his old shitty gym to train.
Then the next question was even weirder. "What is greatest feat in swimming for you?" It's like my greatest accomplishment. I don't know.
Not shitting in the pool. I don't know.
Then recently, another Russian woman said to me, "Great swimmer you are." I was like,
How
"What
old
are you
was
fucking
she?
Was it Yoda?
I was like, "Why are you speaking in Yoda?"
How old was she?
She was like 40 to 50.
Do you think you
Did
could
she have
have
like? I can
I
see
think
these
so.
Russian women wearing like a bandana instead of like a bathing cap.
Oh,
when they swim.
like a handkerchief
Yeah.
sort of thing.
One woman
naked,
wore
totally naked with a
babushka, yeah.
handkerchief, a
One
sack of
woman-
potatoes.
One woman wore a plastic bag on her head instead of a bathing
like
cap.
like the plastic bag from the supermarket? Or
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if it was a Ziploc bag. She'd somehow fucking like
fashion.
take
like-
it
Into a cap.
And then this other lady had a dispute with that woman, and she turned to me and she goes, "There's a reason I don't like them." To me, like we were two Americans in it together.
Yeah. Chicago cab drivers would do the shit out of that if they were white. They would look at you and then do like a double take, and then out comes the most racist shit. You've ever heard.
Just fucking N bomb
He's
carpet
been,
bombing.
He's been
just like-
waiting all fucking day for a white.
There was a
person
lot
to
of
sit
good
back.
white cab drivers in Chicago. There's a lot of good
By
ones.
the way,
like
DeWitt.
real bitter
Yeah.
old fucks.
bitter racist, just awful.
Anyone else do it? You have a very. I like that WH pronunciation.
Oh, I do that a lot. White
Can you say whale?
whale.
No, like say it like you normally.
Whale.
Oh, you don't say whale.
I do say whale sometimes.
Come on, dude. Don't
Where's that
I
from?
say whip.
That's SC right there.
I guess so.
You know who did that? Is Bob Ross used to do that. He'd say, "I'm going to take some of this
White ochre.
titanium white."
Yeah. Mix it with a little
the
yellow
happy
ochre.
little trees guy?
I used to love
Yeah,
watching
that's
that as a kid because
Me
I
too, man.
got the irony even as a youngster. I was like, God,
I did
this-
not get the irony.
You did not get the irony.
I thought he was an amazing
Was he
painter.
joking? Do you think?
Every
No.
time you think he's gonna fuck up that picture by putting the tree in the middle.
He did.
You go, don't
then
do
he
it,
would-
Bob.
Well, when
don't
he takes
do
the
it.
white out and adds shit, you're like, you're fucking up the water, you're fucking up
And
the
they're like,
rocks, and then it's
no,
like
he made it better.
amazing.
He made it better.
That's fucking.
I want to learn to paint like him.
You can.
They say-
Obviously, there's
I've
books
no-
there. Next time you're buying a fart calendar, check out the section.
call back for a previous episode.
That's a shit calendar, by
Did
the
you
way.
guys want to watch this fucking
Oh,
thing?
yeah, because we promised. I just think that you guys have so many good stories. We never get to it, but like before we even did the podcast, the week before we recorded the first one, we found this
This inspired Boner City.
this inspired Boner City because it was so gross, and Andrew of all people knew about it
Of course, I
and
knew
told
about
us
it.
about it.
He heard
like-
about this when he was 5. I think.
So there's a product. It's Andrew, when you try to describe it, it's like a cologne.
No, it looks like a cologne, but what it is
the
is
name describes
it's
it
called vulva.
It's
and
called it's called Vulva Original. 'Cause
Vulva
I think Vulva might have been
Original.
taken by something else.
It is the scent of a woman in a can.
No, it's a vial. It's
Or a
a
vial,
2-ounce
yeah.
perfume vial of clearish liquid.
But it's
that's-
legit pussy sweat.
It's supposed to be pussy juice.
I don't
and/or
buy it.
sweat. Dude,
I do not
they
buy
said it's
it.
100% real
Organic.
pussy
yeah.
juice.
So the website
And,
is what's the
and
web-
that's all we can tell
the
you.
website's vulva dash.
That is the actual description.
So
That's
well,
all
let's the
we
vul-
can
the
tell
web
you.
the website's vulva-original.com. It looks like it's from Europe. It's like you.
This is how we're gonna gauge how many listeners we have is by how much vulva they sell
How much
after
vulva
this comes
sells, we
out.
get sponsored
I
by
think we
him.
should get sponsored. by
But
Volvo.
the weird thing is, like, it's almost to be a joke website, but it's so deep, it's like not a joke. It's like somebody
well,
did this.
the commercial's unbelievable.
Okay, so we'll put the link to the commercial on the website for this episode, but we'll watch the commercial right now because it's fucking
we should narrate. There's-
yeah. He wants it.
right, so they're at a gym. This girl's on a bike, and this dude's
Very
like,
hot, in shape woman.
she's wearing boy shorts on a bike.
and she's
stationary.
very,
And a sports bra that's more bra than shirt.
very sweaty.
Giant tits.
A guy who looks like Brad Pitt and Bradley Cooper had a son is watching her from about a foot away, would you say?
Yeah,
about
foot
a
away.
foot
And he's
away.
fully clothed. He's like in a turtleneck and like slacks.
Close up of her belly button and pussy.
And this stationary bike's in like one of these like sweet ass lofts that you would find in New York.
Okay, now we're getting to the point where like her vagina and ass is sweaty and
They're
bouncing
zooming
on
in.
the seat.
They're zooming in on her
zooming
sweat.
in on the sweat on the crack.
She's done.
of her
She's
ass.
done with the ride.
She gets off the
She's
bike, walks away.
Great soundtrack.
Real
by the way.
close up on her sweaty pussy.
Now the trainer is sniffing exactly where her pussy and
He puts his
asshole
nose
were on the
to where her
fucking
pussy and
bike.
asshole were.
And
And they show a flashback to her
He's
pussy and asshole.
remembering
He's
it.
picturing her pussy juice sweating up that seat.
Okay,
now
fast
he's-
forward.
now he's
on a
driving-
metropolitan street, fully clothed again, like in a trench
He's
coat.
stolen the bike seat.
He opens up a leather like shaving kit. It's the bike seat he's stolen.
Then he
rubs-
touches it, sniffs it, and he thinks to himself, "No, that's a good day."
It smirks.
and he smirks and closes.
He smells his fucking fingers after he caresses the sweaty vagina
So
juice
not
soaked
this guy.
bike seat.
This
the
guy's
intimate set of a beautiful woman. That's what I want to debate that right there because I bet you this is if it's real juices.
It's all fat
it's
Russian
made by
women.
like 400-pound
Yeah.
Ukrainian chicks in
Do
a,
you
in a
see,
mat
I
locked in a
disagree.
Matson
Do
container.
you guys think?
container just
Do you
sweating.
think European gyms have started putting bike locks on the seats so this doesn't happen?
Here's where this guy screwed the pooch on this thing: is he stole the whole bike seat, so the next day the girl's not gonna be able. What's he
Ow.
gonna fucking smell?
And there was
the next
only
day?
one bike in this place, so he's ruined it for everybody.
He's gonna make her do the rowing machine. He's gonna rip the fucking seat off of that.
she's got to get every shitty thing he's just gonna steal?
Do you think he rides like buses and subways and just constantly sniffing seats?
He probably is.
Do you think
man.
he's ever gotten there and the bike is unmanned and he doesn't know who's been on it, but he steals the
But
seat
he
anyway?
rolls the dice. He's
Yeah, there's
"Oh,
like a
good."
dude and a chick there, and he doesn't know who's sweating
And
it
he's
up.
like, my boner will know the difference.
Is there a cock scent?
No,
competes?
there's no boner. Maybe we could sell that ourselves.
No,
Make our own boner city
Something
juice.
tells me that ass juice all smells the same.
Well, I think they're trying to go like pussy juice because
Yeah,
they're
but
like,
it-
what? Wait, okay.
there-
So
there
how
were
does
some-
vulva original smell? Vulva is not a perfume, but real vaginal scent conserved as odorous substance for your own smelling pleasure.
That sounds like a medical speech.
Your own smelling pleasure means that you're supposed to put it on your hand and hold it to your nose while you beat off and sniff it.
Is that the point of it? Like, who
I
needs
think
this?
so. Yeah, smelling pleasure.
But wasn't one of the frequently asked questions is how do I get vulva off?
How
my
do I
hand?
get the scent off the back of my hand?
Yes.
Just wash your hands with clear water and an effectual amount
Oh,
of
not
soap.
like this is like being sold in third world countries. Like, don't wash it with that dirty village well water where people shit in it.
I heard they have a big
It also
deal.
says don't get it in your whatever you do, don't get it in your eyes.
Good, smart thinking.
I heard they have a deal with boxing where they use this a lot as instead of the smelling salts. Like, smell that pussy, wake up, buddy.
So, where was it? How does it come? Andrew, you found a thing like what is it or where does it come from?
Yeah, where
right?
does it come from? Should be on there, and it says, it's all organic materials. We can say no more.
Which is always a good sign.
So I think the Russian mafia is holding a gun to a head with a bunch of white slaves in a track
There's
room.
a bunch of chicks in a fucking Matson container just locked in there, and there's a little drip
I think
thing.
it's like dudes. I think it's whatever they can get.
Wait, who in here though? Does anyone in here enjoy like a very sweaty, unwashed, disgusting pussy smell?
I don't know about that.
Is anyone seeking it? Andrew likes butt smells.
I do like a girl's ass smell,
But you don't
dude.
like it. You would like it cleaned.
I like it a little clean. I don't like it all.
Whoa,
wait,
whoa,
wait.
whoa, whoa, whoa! What do you mean a
We
little
discussed
clean?
it. Wait,
That's a fine line.
he doesn't want it fresh after she took a dump. She wants it after she's taken a
not-
shower, but had a full productive day.
Okay,
Yeah,
he wants
she
it at the
takes
end
a
of
shower
that.
at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
goes to work. Comes
Even
home.
a couple hours. I just don't want it to smell like soap. You know, I want it to smell
That would
like
be the
ass.
preferable.
Do you request
Pretty
like?
much as soon as you wash soap off of an ass, it smells like ass again.
Do you
It really is not.
Do you request that she wears like wool panties and long johns to really get that sweat going?
No, I
Do you
don't.
ever say your AC's broken in your car with your wife? You're like, yeah. And
Just
you're
to
like,
get her
why?
sopped up?
You have cloth seats. Why did you put this leather leather seat cover
She
on
will
her.
say stuff like that, like, no, I'm too sweaty. And I'm like, I don't think you are.
You could never be.
I will be the judge of
But what if
that.
she's like, I took a shit like 20 minutes
Then I
ago?
say, then okay, fine.
Well, and,
we don't have to do it then. We're not gonna do
you
any
don't
of
go
that.
there because you don't just give.
Have you ever stolen a bike seat from a gym?
I have never stolen a bike seat from a gym. I have had girlfriends pull their panties over my head, though.
Wait, can we get into
Can we,
the
do
one?
can we do the splatter story then?
Okay.
The funniest thing
Oh,
that
this is
Ryan told this to a
unbelievable.
girl, and I told this to my wife, and I think we've all told this to another female.
Yeah.
And they laugh, then they're disgusted, then they laugh
Laughed again.
harder. So
Oh my god.
I'm considering like telling this to my mom. So do a good version so I can send this to her.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so I like to eat butt.
That's a great intro.
That's a great T-shirt, dude. We should do a T-shirt.
That's a great intro with the Dewitt's face. I like to eat butt.
He's smiling. He's just so happy. He's just like,
You just need like some cheeks spread and DeWitt getting ready to go in and look at
Fuck. So anyway, I was dating this girl in Chicago. Her name was Pancakes because the first time we had
Can
sex,
you use a
she made
real
me
name, please?
pancakes.
If you're listening, Pancakes, this one's for you.
So I guess she went to take a fucking big old shit. She had a diarrhea shit or something. I didn't fucking know. I didn't know because she used to.
You killed her.
Oh my God!
So wait, you're gonna eat her butt
She used to wipe her ass like so clean. Her ass was so clean once.
before.
One time I put a piece of sausage in it from a pizza.
What?
I put it just right in her crack and then fucking ate the sausage.
Why?
And I was like,
Why? Why would you do
I didn't
that?
put it up her ass. I was really fucked up. I was really
would you-
wasted.
Would you,
makes me
have you
wanna-
ever put a piece of meat in a woman's ass and then have her force it out into your mouth?
Like a pebble, like
it
a
was
pebble
just-
shit,
it
like a
was
food
just-
shit in
Like
my
a
mouth,
meat shit.
like a food
It
shit.
was
Yeah,
just nestled in her crack. It wasn't like shoved up.
That just
there.
made me want to become a vegan, dude. That was terrible.
Anyway, I don't want to get distracted.
So you ate her butt a lot in the past, and it was good, right?
Yeah, it was
sausage
fine.
ass.
It was fine. So she had taken like a wet diarrhea shit, I guess.
You didn't know this.
I didn't know it because she cleaned her ass so well.
So this is one
So-
afternoon, one evening you're together.
Yeah, so I was eating her ass, and then I get done, and I look to the side of her
pull back.
I looked to the side of her butt cheek, and there's like a shit splatter on it, and I was like, "Oh fuck, man, I just ate diarrhea."
Why
dude.
would
Like,
she not
fucking-
tell you?
I don't know. That's another thing. Is she didn't tell me, and then I was like, I was like, called her out on it. I was like, "You have fucking diarrhea splatter on your ass. Like, why'd you let me eat your ass?" And she was like, "Well, you were good. You're the one eating it, not me." You know. Like,
The best part is you got sick for like a week.
yeah. So I was out of work for a week.
You got, like,
sick at home.
dysentery
I was
from it.
fucking totally.
Did you tell
sick
your
about
boss what happened?
it. No, I did not tell my boss.
Would you
Why?
say that you're anti-bidet?
No, I'm pro bidet.
But then
'cause
the
it
sweet
washes
juices
it
are
up.
washed away, huh?
That'd
not-
be another sweet shirt.
I'm not a shit eater, dude. I'm like, this was an accidental shit eating.
So you ate some of her diarrhea that splashed on her cheek, and it made you sick for a week.
Super sick. Like fucking
Unbelievable.
turn of the century sick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Would you be willing to share another story that I asked you if you had ever engaged in this, where you were eating an ass and then you got a blowjob at the same time?
oh yeah, well that's
we
what,
thought about that because it was like my wife said you couldn't do that,
could
and
do
then I
that.
know I had to
You
sit her
could
down on our
absolutely
couch and
do that.
reenact it. I'm like, well, you'd have to do this.
You can do it at 69.
No, she's like, you're sitting down
No,
in like a
she's
chair.
standing up and you've got the cheek spread and your face is buried in there.
yeah, she bends over
And she's whacking
fucking-
off
And you're
like
like
a nerd.
basically
Wax it.
sitting. Are you sitting Indian style?
Yeah,
Who are you
you're just
fucking,
sitting on the
Gumby?
floor. You're just sitting on the floor or whatever, and then like it's over immediately. You know, like that's
For you or her?
For me, it's fucking doesn't.
So there's
last.
no delayed ejaculation when you're eating that ass.
no.
So Ryan, next time you're stuck, you might want to fucking try
But
to.
I also like after I do that, like I'm always like, what am I? Like I have like this fucking. Like I have this
I'm a monster.
fucking Bruce Banner Hulk like regret.
Do you ever have to call your brother and be like, "We need to talk about some"?
I'll go with the cross. I'll be the one to agree. I have Hulk-like regret post-sexual intercourse myself.
But you're not making them stand on their head and eat their
No,
butt
but
out
I
or
just I
whatever.
turned into like an Hannibal.
You're not
Well,
squirting.
you think you have an
peroxide
STD
in
and
your
everything
mouth
though.
or
You're like
whatever.
you're a germaphobe hypochondriac.
No, it's not that. It's just like stuff I say or did. I'm like, God, what was I just doing?
Oh, you
I come so completely out of it right after I'm done.
yeah.
That like it's just like this real weird.
But
Like
what
It's like
you're
a very.
doing- what
It's like
you're
a.
doing-
It's like a high school though, almost. Like every time you fuck in high school, you're like, "Oh God, I just want to be away from this chick." That's what you have. It's more like I want to pick up my shit and leave.
If she's
right
sleeping
now.
on your arm, to cut your arm off and run away.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, there's a.
Yeah,
That's not what mine is. Mine is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like, I'm like, what the fuck did I just do?
But see, Jeff,
You
you're
know,
not
like,
doing.
mine's-
I imagine your shit's a lot tamer than in the butthole fucking festivities. No, okay.
But you're
not-
a germaphobe, right?
No, I don't. I'm not big in that.
But you have that joke about wearing the knee brace. I don't know. Maybe.
You do love some good pussy eating, though.
I do, I'm not
Which
a
I
fan.
never understood because this guy,
It's terrified of everything.
he's just like, no matter what the pussy is, I'll eat it. I'm like,
Do you Purell your chin afterwards or your beard? I can see that.
I've had a few. I remember there was
few
a
close
while
calls.
when I had like chapped lips and I was really freaking out and thought I had herpes. I didn't. I just had like chapped lips.
that's for me. I'll stick my dick in anything without a condom, but my mouth, I will not put my mouth. My mouth will not go on much.
Here, I feel like that's fine. I feel like it's fine with the mouth because I can just, what I do is I don't swallow for about 30 seconds afterwards and run to the bathroom and fucking do a mouthwash. I feel like I'm good to go. You know? Like,
Wait, you just have a mouthful of spit. You're like, oh, hey,
yeah,
hold on a
just don't.
second.
Fucking,
You don't talk at all.
Yeah, well,
But you're licking the butt, right, with your tongue.
Yeah.
You're like licking the butthole.
yeah.
Like that's absorbing.
But he's
in
not
your fucking,
swallowing.
But it's
He's
absorbing
not
in your
swallowing.
body, dude.
When he
Like,
runs for president, they're like, have you ever eaten an ass? Yeah, but I never swallowed the butt juice.
I just licked it.
Old butthole
That's
Clinton.
it. Then I go to the fucking bathroom and I gargle a few times and
That's
I'm
it.
good.
I
to
would
go.
never-
You're the
I would
Bill
never
Clinton of
eat an
buttholes.
ass.
That's.
I like to spit in the asshole, but I will not eat an asshole.
I don't know.
It's a real particular line.
I like
Hey,
to spit in the
turn around
asshole.
real quick. I
Well,
wanna do this thing.
I like to spread the cheeks.
He likes to disrespect that asshole. He doesn't like to pay homage to it.
Oh, you think I'm gonna eat you? No, I won't. I'm spitting your fucking spit right in it.
Then do you do anything or you just sit there?
Yeah,
You're
he's
like,
like,
yeah,
sit
that
there
was
like-
awesome.
No, it's usually like if
finger
I
it or something, or
No, it's during other. It's not like I just say, "Hey, pull your pants down. I want to spit in your asshole." Now pull them up.
Then you go back and watch
Pull 'em
Max
up.
Bridges or something.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I'm gonna go home.
you want to watch Boardwalk Empire?
That's what I'll do. Like when I like trust a girl enough or whatever, I'll be like, "Hey," she's like, "What do you want to do tonight?" And like I'll be like, "I want to fucking eat your ass while I beat my dick." And like I feel like she's immediately let down. Like, what the fuck is this?
She gets nothing out of any of this.
Is that
She got the sloppy asshole. She
Yeah,
got the sloppy
I want to
asshole
jerk
on
off
it.
while I finger you, or I want to eat your pussy while I jerk. No, I just want to lick a part of your body that probably has no feeling whatsoever.
I picture someone being like, "Hey, Andrew, what do you want to do tonight?" Like meaning like the movies or like dinner. And you're like,
Go to Red Lobster.
I want to eat your ass while I beat my dick. And she's like, "What?"
I picture this on the first date. What do you want to do after dinner? Well, I'd love to eat
I
your
did
ass
say that,
and beat my
I
dick.
remember in college I was hooking up with this girl for the first time, and like I was having trouble commenting, and she's like, "Well, where are you gonna be able to come?" And I was like, "How about you let me eat that butt real quick?" And she's like, "I'm not
another
ready."
shirt.
She's like, "I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that." yet."
Eat that butt
Didn't
real
the
quick.
diarrhea butt girl later on come back in some like three-way thing, and she was
Oh.
and she came bloated for bear. She was ready
No,
for you.
that's a different girl. That's
Okay,
a different girl.
Tell that story.
Yeah,
'cause
tell that
that
story.
may be even better than the other.
This is the story of the butthole bandit.
So I was having a threesome with my girlfriend
Oh wait,
at the time.
this should be a segment called Andrew Dewitt's Butt Tales, and he should play I Like
Butt
Big
Tales.
Butts. on this.
Butt tails. So I was having this threesome.
Scrooge
I was having a
McButt.
threesome.
Scrooge McButt
Doing the
and
butt.
his nephews.
Huey and Pooey.
Hey, he doesn't want.
Screwy.
And who's that guy that's always trying to steal his first butt that he ever licked?
Danger lurks behind her.
Ebenezer Spooge over here.
What was his
Christ.
pilot's name? Launchpad?
Launchpad McDuck, I think.
Oh yeah, it could be butt pad.
Anyway,
bad.
okay, so I had a threesome with my then girlfriend who lives in Myrtle Beach and is.
Does your wife know all this stuff, by the way?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does.
Can you give addresses and phone numbers to some of these women?
So we were
My
having-
wife knows all this shit. She's like, "What's wrong with Andrew? He's so
we're-
nice."
We're having a three-way with this girl from our improv comedy group.
It's a great reason to get into improv.
Let's improv, then I'm going to eat your asshole.
so both of them are
Pretend your asshole's an asshole, and my tongue's a tongue, and I'm gonna lick it.
And I'm not gonna swallow.
And then we'll do some zip zap zop afterwards.
just
I'm gonna
remember
yes and your butthole of my tongue.
Yeah, that's like, you fucker. I was about to say that, you fucking dickhead. I wanted to say yes and to the
All right, continue with your butt tails.
Anyway, they're both on the bed, and I was like, okay, well, if this is gonna happen, because I was having trouble getting a fucking boner because I was all drunk, and I was like praying to God outside.
Oh yeah, this is the boner prayer. Andrew prayed to God.
I prayed
to
the
Jesus Christ, like white
most
American God, to give him a boner.
The most earnest
for real.
prayer
When
I've
you're
ever
in
prayed.
that much in your head, you're not going to get
Can
a
you
boner.
do the prayer right now? As
Like,
it
Yeah,
was then?
I was like, please, God, I know this is wrong for me to ask you. I know it's wrong, but please, would you give me a boner so that I can fuck these two chicks at the same time? And I swear I'll start going to church more.
Well,
And you got, I know that it's wrong.
Wait,
I was like, I know it's wrong. I
And
know
you-
it's wrong.
You did get a boner, right?
Yes, I
so
did
that
get a
means
boner.
that your wish was answered while some starving kid in Africa probably died.
Beat to
God-
death, like,
God looked at his
bludgeoned.
to-do list.
Listen, when I was praying, tears were streaming down my face. I was like, God, if you just give me this boner so I can fuck these two chicks.
How great would it be if you only get one prayer like that in your life and you used it up on that?
Your kid has
I think it was
leukemia.
worth it. I think it was worth it. What else are you going to use it for?
So,
Your kid has leukemia or something. Like,
so I got a boner and I was all fucking I was like back in the game. So I run in, I see.
Thank you, God.
Wait, did they kick you out because you didn't have a
No,
boner?
I left.
He went in the other room
for
to,
a
like,
second. I was like,
Oh.
excuse me.
I've done that. I've gone in the bathroom.
Beat it on the
and beat
sink,
it.
yeah.
Did you point at the sky like a baseball player?
kiss your finger point at the sky like Jay-Z or a football
Leviticus
touchdown.
22 or whatever the fuck.
Did you run in and go, did you just dive into that
I
pussy?
just-
Well, this is he comes
Her
back
ass
in.
was up in the air. The other chick's ass was up in the air, and I was like, I am back in the game.
Were
And I
they
just,
were
like,
they hooking
He
up?
ran through
they were
a
hooking up.
big piece of paper, like you do in a football game.
Was
And
there
it said, "Go, buddy."
and everyone's
There's-
high-fiving him as he's running down the street.
The band's playing Axel F or something and like dancing.
Was
in
one of
unison.
them was one of them hotter? Or were they both the same
They
caliber?
were all right. They were all right.
Both
they were
like
a little,
sixes?
They're a little on the thick side.
Andrew likes him on the sloppy side. So to him, like a
They're like a deep dish pizza.
So anyway, her
Little
ass was
extra
up in the
cheese.
air. I fucking stuck my face first right into her ass and started eating it. And she goes, "Oh no, wait!" Like, which is like code for like it's probably filthy, you know.
but he's already there.
So like I was already there, and I was like, "Oh,
Not swallowing.
this tastes off." So like,
Wait, taste. How are you tasting it if you're not
just-
swallowing it?
It's on the tongue.
It's on the tongue, bro. And then what did she do?
okay, so anyway,
Oh my
so
God.
we
Brought it
ended
on-
up having another threesome the next week.
Okay, so the first one he gets dirty butt. So she comes back a
So
week
she
later.
comes back, and I'm heading toward. They're both naked on the bed. I start heading towards.
She knows
her.
it's on the menu for Andrew.
She dives into her purse and she gets out a thing of wet naps.
from Colonel Sanders or somewhere,
And
probably.
she fucking starts wiping her ass.
She
real
wet naps
quick.
her asshole as Andrew approaches the
She
bed.
fucking wet naps her asshole, tosses the wet nap on the floor, like, because she knew what was coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knew it was coming,
The
dude.
butthole bandit
You know,
was
like,
coming.
and it was almost like she was under a time limit. Like, the closer I got to her, the faster she wiped. You know, like, so... So I was eating her ass or whatever. Then my girlfriend got super pissed at me because like I left the wet nap on the floor for like a week and a half.
Why?
to show what he had done.
Why did you
that
do
he had
that?
conquered.
Well, because I
Just
want
as
it
a
was
souvenir?
Like
It's like leaving a trail of dead on like a
Yeah.
Centurion march. You want people
You wanted
to know.
like send it up to heaven, maybe in a balloon, just to thank Jesus.
Hey, God.
She's like, I'm not picking up. Lady has fucking dirt, shit stained, fucking dirty
Oh.
wet nap. It wasn't shit stained.
Did you smell it? You smelled it.
Of course I did.
Oh
It
God.
smelled like wet naps. It was
Dude,
very
you may want to
disappointing.
come to the YMCA. There's a lot of old man asshole just waiting
That's
to be
not
eaten.
what I'm interested
He's into
in.
women that has different pheromones.
It is.
Sorry.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
we
that
need to
was-
get an ass vulva for you. Just the scent.
If they had one, that's what
I think
wish
it's
it
just
was.
called
shit.
I think you go in any toilet that's been unflushed and pull out a
you-
big piece of duty.
or
and
just
that's what
fart.
it is.
That-
fart
it
and
is
walk
a
it in your own
different
face.
smell. If you go on Yahoo Answers, you will find out that it is a different smell. It is not shit. You are not smelling shit.
Have you ever gone to an ass eaters convention? Because it seems like a niche group of people.
I don't know if they have one. I don't know if my wife would let me attend. I feel like she would be
Does
mortified.
your wife ever say, "This is the only ass you're gonna eat"? You better deal with it.
No, like she doesn't say that, but like
What-
I know for a
That's-
fact that that's.
Would
What
she let you
happens-
eat an ass if it wasn't like if you weren't fucking?
I don't think so, man.
Do you
'cause
think
she
that-
knows how much I like it.
What if she found out that you ate an ass and then that you also fucked a girl, which would she be more pissed at? Because she knows that ass eating is like probably a deeper meaning for
I
you.
feel like she would never kiss me again if she knew I ate another girl's ass.
But she wouldn't be pissed about the fucking.
I think she would obviously be super pissed about the fucking.
But the
too.
ass eating would definitely hit.
Yeah,
home.
it'd be the
I have
cherry
a
on
question.
the top.
Like, if say you're gonna date a girl, like, does this come up? Because what if some girls aren't into having? their
Yeah,
ass
if they
eaten?
don't let me do it, that's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
It's
It's
over.
not going to be a relationship. Man.
You're like, I can't hang out with you.
Well, not only that, but I'm like, who would want to spend their life with a girl who doesn't
Yeah.
let him eat that tight little butthole?
But
When you put it like that, it makes so much sense.
But if you're in a good relationship,
Nothing
they
should be
usually-
off limits
Yeah,
when
they
you're
let
in a
you.
good relationship.
I'd like
you
to
do
give a
it.
shout out to Andrew's father and mother-in-law who are probably listening to this podcast.
They might be. They probably won't. I won't tell them.
I'm not going to
I
tell
hope they don't have
anybody.
Google.
I'm not going to tell
All right,
anybody.
that's about an hour. I think that's a good place to end this episode of what is this, Boner City USA, presented by DoorExplosion.com. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes and head over to DoorExplosion.com and watch all our web series and stuff. And check out our store. You can get your own Boner City USA shirt, and maybe someday some asshole eating related shirt involving Andrew, because
It's gonna say bidet mate with
with a picture of Paul Hogan on it.
It's like a koala eating an ass.
No rules, just right to the ass.
Oh shit!
Day, mate.
Yeah, and then be sure to like our Facebook and follow us on
Outback
Twitter
Steakhouse.
at Dorksplosion and at Boner City USA, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you learned a lot about, regrettably, boners, buttholes, and the YMCA.
Like
here.
regrettably. And then you're
Regrettably.
like,
Thanks so much for listening. We'll talk to you
Yes.
next time.